Hey guys, it's ANicWin, also known as Amy, and happy Sunday. I hope you're having a lovely day. I am building a rental lot. I almost said residential, a rental lot in Selvadorada because I have vacation on the brain, and also because I wanted to blend our new courtyard kit. I think it's the Oasis courtyard kit. I'm a fake fan, I can't remember the name, but I wanted to blend that kit with the assets with Jungle Adventure. So I thought, well, why not? When in Rome, of course, you could use these items in any world, but I wanted to challenge myself, I guess, a little bit. So I don't have a floor plan or an inspiration image or anything like that I use. This was just me playing with shapes and choosing something that I thought looked nice, but also semi-realistic. But honestly, I have no clue if this is even something that you would see in this type of like world or environment. I don't know. I didn't do any research and I am not going to. I'm just going to be fully honest. I didn't want to kind of limit my creativity when it came to using these. Now, of course, if I was going to do like an actual like Moroccan, is it a riad or riad? I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but if I was going to do one, I would learn how to pronounce the word. And I would, of course, research that architectural style because it is tied to something culturally. It's not just like a fashion fad or something like that. But this was just me seeing what I could do. So sometimes I like to do that. I like to keep it not authentic, but I like to just have fun. This is a simulation game. I like to have fun. Sometimes it's fun to build something that doesn't necessarily make sense. Do you know what I mean? I'm probably just like talking at this point. I've had a lot of coffee and I'm really sleepy, so put those two things together and you get this. You get a mess. I'm like actively slowing my speech down so you'll actually be able to understand me. I'm putting these, they're technically windows, but there's no window pane in them. I'm putting them around the half wall that's kind of acting as like a fencing. I like to do that when I'm using a half wall in like an outdoor sort of way, like in place of a fence, because it kind of looks like an embed that someone placed in like a stone wall or something like that. It just makes it look more fence-like. And technically this wouldn't have been a fence anyway, because it's like an open indoor outdoor space. You would have used some sort of like low stone wall or something like that. But that window just kind of helps me accomplish that look. I don't know, maybe you guys don't like that. I don't know, but that's my life hack. It's coming at you live. I did use a lot of color, but I didn't use any pinks or reds or anything like that. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I didn't use any pinks or red. I used oranges, blues, and greens. Although that interior color might be a yellow. I know I've said this so many times. I struggle so hard with tones. Like basics, I can do it. You give me a neon or like a pastel, and depending on what color it is, like purples are fine. I can tell purples apart. But like a pastel pink and a pastel red, same color. Pastel yellow, pastel green, same color. Neon red and orange, it's the same color. There's no difference to me. So I don't know what that's all about. I don't think I'm colorblind because I can see color. I just don't see the difference in some shades. You really didn't ask. This is the coffee talking. I apologize. Anyway, back to the build. So you can see me putting this trim manually. There is trim that will go all the way around it. The one that I used before that kind of resembled this was too thick with 3 C's. And you weren't going to really be able to see inside, and I wanted that to be exposed. So then I moved to the wooden trim that came with Jungle Adventures, and it just looked silly. It kind of looked like a gingerbread house to me. So I went in for this stone one that you can place manually, and I am glad I did that. I haven't played with this, so I don't know how annoying it'll be because I don't think it disappears when you put the walls down. Yeah, it doesn't look like it does, but I thought it looked good. It also kind of matched the columns, but not like in a matchy way. So it ticked the boxes for me. In this little courtyard space, which is going to be the living area, technically, I am mixing and matching different stone tiles. I wanted it to look like maybe they just got leftover, supplies and materials from somebody else's build. Like maybe the community just shares supplies, and so they used what they had. I like that idea. I like it a lot actually because sustainability is important, especially when you're in a rainforest, but we're not going to go down that road. But I like the way it looked. I was a little uncomfortable at first with how different the colors were, the tones, but as I just say, I can't identify tones. You can clearly see those are different browns, but they may not even be browns. They could be like a gray green. I don't know. Anyway, I was a little uncomfortable with it, but it grew on me. I was gonna, I actually had changed it and I went back and was like, no, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. We'll place down the furniture and see how it actually looks. And it looked really nice, I thought. You might disagree, and that's totally fair. Not everyone's taste is the same, but that's pretty much the living space. You've got like a little area in front of the fireplace with some couches. You've got the archaeology table. I didn't go too heavy with clutter because this is a rental space and not someone's actual home. If this was going to be like a residential lot, I would have gone in a little bit harder. But yeah, so this bathroom is a little weird. I recognize that. I had to do that. Well, I didn't have to, but I wanted archways at either end of that open kitchen area that you're gonna see in just a moment. And to do that, I had to create a place for a door. I guess I didn't have to make it 3 tiles wide, but like a single tile at the end of it just would have looked weirder, I think. So it did result in a weird, how many times am I going to say that word? It did result in a strange bathroom shape, but I think at the end of the day, it works particularly for this type of house. I could be wrong. Feel free to let me know. You can call me out. I don't plan on ever doing that shape for a bathroom again, but you never know. You never know. I might get a wild hair. So the kitchen I did struggle with. I don't like when the countertops clip into a column or into an archway. I don't think it's realistic. I don't think it's something you would necessarily see in real life. And it was bothering me. So I'm trying to make it more of like an L shape. I'm trying to do something to prevent it from going along that wall. And I panic building. I don't know if you can tell by all the shuffling, but I'm like, what in the world? How do I do this? And I don't know what went through my head here. I have no idea why I thought this was going to be a good idea. But I left it in to show you that it's not all as smooth as you might think. And here I am trying to delete it. And I push it back. I don't know what I thought that 1 tile wide walkway was going to be. Like, what was the purpose there other than to waste space? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. That was just mid-panic. So I saved the cluttering for the kitchen last because, like I said, this is a rental, so I didn't want to go too crazy. So I just go ahead and place the furniture that I know I'm going to use. Placing some rugs. I do layer the rugs just because I wanted to use the ones from Jungle Adventure, but I didn't want to use them in their full size, and then size down they were just a little bit too small. So it's very bright, it's very in your face, but I think it's fun. It's fun for a vacation home, I think. I don't know if I'd want to live at that, but if you're in the situation, I would want a little pop of color. I wouldn't want to go into a neutral space in the middle of the jungle. Give me some vibrance, man. I am building a little like toy corner. This is not meant for your child Sims to like jump in and play. In my head, this is more so they've cast it all off to the side and the kid pulls out what they want to play with, as the time approaches. I do give them a little radio. There is no TV in this build because it's the jungle, but I give them a record player with a guitar for fun. They also had a bookshelf. I'm adding a little bit of clutter. I wanted this to look kind of mismatched, like maybe some pieces were old, some are very touristy, like that, like that fruit bowl. I wanted it to look like that intentionally because when you rent a space, like if you're going into someone's home or something like that you rented, typically you're gonna find like mismatched salt and pepper shakers. There's always like that sketchy salad bowl that's got knife marks in the bottom. No one knows why. There's random condiments in drawers, right? Like there's a chipped coffee mug. You're just finding random bits and pieces that people have left. And I kind of wanted to emulate that. I also didn't want to go too crazy, like I said, with the clutter because it's not someone's actual home. I think I accomplished my goal. Not really sure, but I do know that I like it. It sparked joy, if you will. So I left it. I went with it. This was a really fun one. So it's got a little special place in my heart. Now I was going to try to keep this gender neutral because, again, rental space, but picking the curtains kind of guided the color scheme in this situation. So it's very girly. I don't think that's unrealistic. I've been in rental spaces where the bedrooms are themed, so that's what I'm telling myself. We're just going with a mint and pink theme. That's not even mint. That's probably teal, isn't it? Aqua? I don't know. I have no clue. Anyway, so the clutter on top of the dresser here, I'm imagining are things that this family, whoever is staying here, has brought. They've unpacked. This is their only flat surface, so those items there will disappear when the family leaves, leaving it kind of blank. That felt weird to say, but that's how it came out, so we're just gonna roll with it. And I do like this room. I think this is a very sweet space for someone to stay while on vacation. Now I'm gonna call myself out. I used that particular mirror 4 times in this build, not only because it came with Jungle Adventures, but because it's one of my favorites. It's one of the better of the wall mirrors. The other one is the one that came with Eco Lifestyle. I can't help it. I am who I am. So I merged them together. I merged the bed into the mirrors to act as a headboard, and then I put the light on there. One, I just like placing lights on mirrors. Don't at me. I don't know why I enjoy that, but I do. And 2, it prevented the clipping. There was just a little bit of clipping, and sometimes I don't mind clipping, but on this particular day, it was driving me crazy. So I just covered it. It's easier to ignore if you can't see it. And then I'm just adding a few more cluttery moments, because again, you don't want to go too personal, but you also don't want to leave it blank. So I added that little thing of wine, thinking maybe that's like the gift from the people who own it, a little basket of goodies, some fresh towels. That llama planter was just cute. I am trying to use the same curtains. I do try to do that throughout the entire build. I was going for a different style just because these are longer windows, didn't like it, so I decided to use I think the exact same ones in the other room, just a different color tone. So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't enjoy the way the curtains turned out, but I do like the entire room. I think everything pulled together, it works. But if that was just by itself, I would have deleted that so fast. But I do really like this room. I like the color scheme. I like how it turned out. It's different than something I would normally build. But I don't know. It was something about it seems so warm and inviting. It really seemed like a vacation space, right? Like it's not something you do for a traditional bedroom, but for a trip away, it's like a little lush oasis paradise moment. And then here in the landscaping, and I'm going to briefly talk about this and leave you, I'm just emulating what I see around it. The only pops of color are those weird little plants with the yellow bits. I don't remember what they're called. And that's about it, guys. So feel free to leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think. This will be available for download on the gallery. You can also view the screenshots on Instagram. As always, have a lovely day and a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you next Sunday when I post my next video. Bye, guys.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down.